My brother.
My G.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, my G.
Yeah. So we just released an album.
Yeah.
Moves and motives.
Motives and
Moves. Alright. Yeah. Motives and moves. Yeah. Tell us about the album.
So Motives and Moves comes after Fears and Thoughts.
Okay.
Fears and Thoughts was my EP 2020.
Okay.
I think it's 2020, yeah. So after having Fears and Thoughts, I had Motives and Moves.
Alright.
So after beating my fears and my thoughts, I decided, after beating, it was a period that I was passing through when I was recording the EP, and I had to beat that period. Then I had now clear motives and moves about my career, about my life, generally about everything.
Alright, so take us back to 2020.
Yeah.
Fears and thoughts. What were your fears back in 2020?
So in 2020, my fears were about generally. There's a song in my EP.
Okay.
It was I'm afraid I'm never gonna make it. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose. So it's about being afraid to lose, being afraid to not make it.
Yeah.
Because it's that stage where you're pushing your music career, you're pushing other careers, you're pushing your life generally. So when you look at it and you feel like, nah, I'm afraid, I have fears, and then I have my thoughts as well as a person, spiritually, just all those aspects. So those are the things that inspired me to say, okay, how do I, chase it out?
No, I think as a young person, as we are all growing up, it's normal for us to have feelings, and I think this is also something that I struggle with, especially in 2020, as you said, because I think in 2020 I also just I had just gotten my 2 years prior I had gotten my degree.
Yeah.
But then at that time I was really struggling to find a job. I had done internships after internships, and I was thinking, is there any light at the end of this tunnel? You know what I mean? But then I think all of these past years, things have changed, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the reception like for Fears and Thoughts?
Well, it was good. As a person, I've always believed, as an upcoming artist as well, I've always believed to have my audience, to own my lane. So I can even tell you that it sold more than some of the celebrities. So their projects.
Also, you sold Fears and Thoughts as well?
Yes, we did sell, and I have my target market, I have my target audience, and my music is not like just for everybody. Well, everybody could get it, but in the context of the audience that could buy, the audience that could connect, so it sold, and I was surprised that it sold, because at first I thought I'm not very much. It's not like this fun type of project. It's like
maybe you're not.
It's a real life type of project that connects with deep, in-depth life. So people bought the EP very much.
Okay, so this is very interesting. I feel like this is something that I find very interesting about the way you approach your music and just your art in general. Because, for example, as you're starting off as a new artist, a lot of people do not sell.
Yeah.
Especially in Malawi. People rather blow up first.
Yeah.
They want people to listen to the music for free, so they gain fans,
and
then they start selling the music later. So what was the motivation behind you actually feeling like, okay, I'm putting out this first EP, not a lot of people know about me, but then you're still feeling, I think I should sell.
Well, I think, to be honest, music is about branding.
Okay.
So everybody has branded themselves in a certain way. So some people have branded themselves in a manner that people cannot even buy their work.
Okay.
For example, without mentioning anybody, there's comic music, for example. People enjoy that type of music, but they will not pay a lot of money for it. Okay. There's positive music. People would rather pay for positive music because it changes their lives. Alright? So for me, I had around 2,000 contacts in my phone, and I'm like, if 2,000 people give me 1,000 kwacha, it's a lot of money, you know. And even if we put it on average, and I had 5,000 Facebook followers, so I'm like, if 2,500 followers just buy at 1,000, have a lot of money, and we even donated that money. We sold the EP in 2 months.
How many sales did you have?
So you see, the funny thing about sales is when you sell, it's not like the money comes at once.
Yeah.
In this week you can make 30,000. Next week you can make 100,000. The other week you can make 10,000. And by the end of the day, it's not like you're keeping that money, because by the end of the day you keep on promoting the product. So you sell and then you put out to the media, the influencers, the bloggers, and everybody. But how much we donated? We donated 100,000 with assorted items in Blanta at a certain shelter called Desire Shelter for the Disability, for the disabled.
Okay, so this first EP, Fears and Force, you recorded in Blanta.
No. I recorded in Susu, but at the time I was in Blanta because I had an interview with James Kuma on Born and Bred.
Yeah, Born and Bred, yeah.
So soon after the interview, then the sales got like,
really?
Yeah, so people were buying, new people that I don't.
You didn't even know.
So and I'm like, okay, so the sales, I even announced the sales that I'm gonna make at this stage, we're gonna use them for charity. So we sold in Blanta, we bought stuff in Blanta, and just donated somewhere.
Alright. Well, we're gonna get to your charity work.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to your charity work. But then for now, I think let's just concentrate on music.
Yeah.
So you've taught us about Fears and Force.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the latest projects. What is Games? Okay, I've got it right this time.
Yeah.
Right? I was afraid I was going to say Moods and Models. So this dropped on the 6th of November, or that was just listening party. When did this drop?
So the release party was on 6th November.
Yeah.
The real release was on 7th.
Okay, 7. I think we even talked about it because 7th of November was my birthday.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the project, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a very good project.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I think it's a very good project. I'm not just saying this because you're my friend.
And thank you for buying.
Yeah, definitely. You know, because as an artist myself, I always believe that it's very important for us to, as artists, to support each other.
Yeah.
You know, if we artists can buy from each other, then we can't really tell other people to buy our stuff.
Definitely.
So I think, and actually, I like the idea that you're selling your art because
Thank you.
it's crazy because even right now at the studio, right, this is art.
Yeah.
And nobody comes in here to check pictures for free.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a producer, you have to pay for that session.
Yes.
Graphic designer for your artwork, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
If the artwork also involves a photo, you have to pay for that.
Hey,
You know, so there's a lot of pay. Like,
So
that's
hey,
you know, like videographers, you're paying a lot for your art. And then at the same time, people kind of feel like, I don't know where this has come from, but then I feel like in Malawi, it's really, it's kind of a culture that people expect to have this for free.
Yeah, I think the artist is the employer of all industry people.
Definitely.
In all contexts of industry, whether you're an actor, you're an artist, the one that is the artist is the business for everybody else. The videographer, the graphic designer, the producer, you know.
But then at the end of the day, what is in it for the artist?
Yeah.
Oh
This is the runner.
I'm working hard, I and I miss it, I'm on the grind. is no more style. Kampala baliji fuzalo yeah, I'm praying hard. Wacha mulenji kulomba. Sabata kuchechi ngujomba I'm nothing kwambula Jehovah. Yeah, I am not lucky but blessed. I know I'm gonna progress, so I chase better days. Get on a rocket one day, get a raise, change a gauge. I got enough for my brain, so I pray every day. I do the work. Okona for mango talenat, okongolo tawe leka waka. Nepo yeso wale nana. Bali jeva kone leka. I'm gonna push it till I get far. I'm on a mission to gather funds. I'm finna get all the accolades, but from the people in heaven since I'm on a mission, not gonna miss it. Kinda submissive, but I'm not gonna miss it. It's a daily job to be working out. Saying no to the failure. It's a daily job to be working out. Praying and putting work on up. Ukatangu hini, lekane ngupinja. Tuweme kukana kupimba. I'm working hard, anya na misi, I'm on the grind. Kalabaiza is not my style. Kampala baliji fuzalo yeah, I'm praying hard. Wacha mulenji kulomba. Sabata kuchechi ngujomba I'm nothing kwambula Jehovah. Yeah, I am not lucky but blessed. I know I'm gonna progress, so I chase better days.
Yeah, so the artist needs to sell that. Yeah, because you are the employee. You are the person who is employing everybody else. You are the joker of the business. And you don't need to sell a lot, you know. All you need is to sell. Because when you are selling, you're selling a message. Even yourself, you value your work.
Definitely. Because I feel like when you're giving it out for free, it sends out a message that this thing is not as important.
Yeah.
It's not valuable.
It's probably doing it for fun.
Yes. So like when you sell things, it shows an amount of seriousness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like every person who is into art, they need to sell. Even if you sell to 5 people, then you have sent the message out. You've set your standard. My art is not for free.
My art is valuable. There's something that you're going to gain by buying this art.
Yeah. And for my album, I feel like for everybody who's going to buy or who is buying, there's a certain message that is in the album that connects to their lives and also that just uplifts their hustle, their motives, their moves, their inspiration. So even myself, there are songs in the album, like there's a song called Hard Way, there's a song called Laker. There are songs that really uplift your moves. And, you know.
No, but we're going to get into the songs.
Alright.
Actually, starting from this point.
Yes.
As I said, listen to the album, and I have like a few questions about some of the songs.
Yeah.
So this album starts with the song Mama.
Yeah.
That's the title, right?
Yeah.
It's just Mama.
Mama.
That's a good song.
Thank you.
And I feel like also me personally, I relate to it because of the kind of relationship that I have with my mother.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like there's a relationship, there's a special bond.
Yeah.
Not just between, obviously there's a special bond between the mother and the child. But I feel like there's a special bond between like a mother and the boy child.
Exactly.
You know, I feel like there's something special about that bond.
Yeah. And you see, I remember there was a time where when I'm going to school, my mom would come through to my room. After Dad gives me the money, my mom would still come back to my room and say, okay, don't tell your dad.
Yeah.
But this is some money, you know. Because, you know, dads are like, no, you don't need this much of money. You don't. But, you know, mom was like, hey, you're going to school. I know it's hard. Here's some money. And it's not always about the money, though. The blessings, the love, just the connection that you have with your mom. For me, my mom has played a good role in just telling me to be high self-esteem, to believe in myself. She my first TV airplane, my mom was watching and she screamed.
Really?
TV.
What year was this?
So in 2020 we released Green City, one song of mine, a video. So it was on, I think it was on Times TV or something. So, you know, they played the song and I was like, oh, Moses on TV, you know. She was very happy. So the pride that comes with the mother.
Yeah.
It's a very special type of pride. And when you look at the song, I'm simply talking about a child who is not in the same house at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
I actually have a similar type of song.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like in my upcoming. I don't know if it's going to be in the EP.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be in the album.
Yeah.
Because it's a very special song and I've been sitting with it for a while.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like especially that journey where you move from being in the house.
Yeah.
And then you go out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are trying to do things on your own.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very important stage.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's also where you also grow as a person.
Yeah.
And it's also good to give feedback. When you're,
Yeah.
okay, this is because I feel like that's what the song is doing.
Yes.
You give a feedback.
That
Okay.
sorry, that song is about phone call.
Mm-hmm.
You're in town, you're in Atlanta, Zambia, wherever. You're away.
Yeah, you're away from home.
Then
You know?
you call them.
Yeah, like
Hey,
wow.
mom.
Yeah, you know.
I'm okay.
It's a way that you're just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are like this and things are like this. I'm surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Komaso, you're letting her know. But you know what, mom? When you don't have something, please let me know.
Mm-hmm. Because you talk about I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah.
I'm winning, mama.
Mm.
You know, like okay. So what does winning do?
So winning is about, to me, winning is about achievements.
Okay.
It's about you being able to sustain yourself. It's about closing some new deals in your hustles.
Yeah. Okay. So like, what has been your proudest moments since you moved from your mother's house and then you stayed at home?
I think after moving out of my parents' house, I've launched my clothes line.
Okay.
The Border Street Store, the Christian wear. Actually, this is Godspeed.
Mm-hmm.
It's athlete wear, but for Christian athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So my clothes line is really making progress, as I like to think. And I've also been able to just invest in certain areas of my life. The album itself, I've released several videos musically. Philanthropy-wise, we have donated to prisons at least I think 3 times. We've been all over the place. So
You've been doing a lot.
Yeah. So we've been because my life is centered on music, philanthropy, and just the clothing brand. So all these sectors of life, we've been closing deals. Now we are at a stage whereby even musically, we don't have to pay, and I don't even believe in paying at this stage. To the media people, because I think when you're good, you're good. When they like it, they like it. Even if you pay, if they don't like your product, they won't.
Yeah, because I really believe that it doesn't matter how many times they play your song.
Yeah.
On the radio.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not a good song,
it's not a good
it's not a
song.
good song.
Yeah. So you don't have to bribe and play my song at least twice a day. Nah. Give them your song, man. This is your song. If you like it, play it.
Actually, you've also hinted on something that I would love to talk about. We're in the north, right?
Yeah.
We're recording this podcast here in Zuzu. Yeah. What do you think is the northern artists, right? Do you think they're getting as much recognition? Do you think there's a platform for them? Do you think, because obviously most of the major radio stations, TV stations are not in Zuzu.
Yeah.
Part of like that. So yeah, what do you think? How has that affected your journey coming up?
I think in every country there's a city that harbors entertainment. In Malawi, it's London.
Okay.
in South Africa it's Joburg, in Nigeria it's Lagos, in Zambia it's Lusaka. So no matter what you do in whatever area you are, you have to send your stuff to Lusaka, you have to send your stuff to Blantyre. Because if you see Times TV is in Blantyre, Ibawa headquarters is in Blantyre, FBC headquarters is in Blantyre. So even if you give them here in Zuzu, they will still submit to Blantyre because that's where they're playing it. So I feel like the northern region has been, because we are not in Blantyre, okay? So when you are pushing your career, go where the God is, push where the God is, while you're still representing your area. And also on the other hand, I feel like have we accepted ourselves as northerners, as northern art? Because the problem is, if you have not, because those people see, are they cheering for themselves? So if we're not cheering for ourselves, it's hard for them to accept us.
Talking about, we people in the north, right? Accept ourselves.
Yeah.
I feel like at this moment in the music industry, I think there's never been a bigger buzz about the north
Like this.
like this.
Yes.
Definitely, right?
Yes.
Because like music's sung in Chilumbu.
Yeah.
There's more representation now.
Definitely. And even the artists that are in Blantyre, they're even putting in some.
Yeah, because the thing is, there are people from the north that are in Blantyre and in Wales, and they are starting to like really identify that okay, we are artists from the north because there never used to be Tumbuka hits.
Yeah.
Maybe here and there, maybe from Mali, but then that was kind of, especially like in urban music,
Exactly.
and that's what I also wanted to come to. What has been your inspiration? Because most of your songs, they are in Chilumbu.
Yeah.
But I also understand that definitely that relates you with the crowd in the north.
Yeah.
But then, what do you think about the people the other people that are in the south, the people that are in the central? Like how do you balance?
Okay, so
Because at the end of the day, you do not want to just have
super fans.
yes.
Yeah. I feel like music is a universal language itself, and I also feel like when you are doing, we even dance to Nigerian music in weddings, and you don't understand. As long as, because music, you can even connect to a song that you even don't understand what they're talking about. That is how music is. That's number one. Number two, I always say, if you are an artist and you're doing music, you have to do something that is easy for you to do, that you can do best, because if you force yourself, I'm going to do English, I'm going to do Chichewa, and your lyrics are not going that side, then you better do what is, even if it's Tonga, it's whatever language, because it doesn't really matter. Burna Boy is trending now in the USA more than the owners of the cities in USA, but his language is Nigerian. Okay, a little bit of English there, but the songs are Nigerian. So it shows that music is a universal language. People connect to the beat, connect to the vibe,
the rhythm.
So for me, I feel like I put some English there and there, but I feel like people are gonna connect always to simply the music language, because music is the language. So that's the connection of everybody. Because I have people from Zambia that really like my stuff. People that I have their numbers. Oh, I saw you on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. So I'm like, wow. And these people don't even somebody from Nigeria has my number. And I'm like, these people, they don't even get what I'm saying. And they like the music. It shows that there's a universal type of language that is music. Because you could see, even you as a child, there's a stage where you don't get the language that people are speaking about. But when you're crying, and your mom comes and says, she sings that lullaby, you calm down. It shows that music is a heart-to-heart connection. It's not a brain-to-brain connection. It's a heart-to-heart.
It's emotions.
It's emotions. It's spirit. It's, So I feel like that connection is what we should have, apart from language, culture. Culture is just a representation. Everybody should represent whatever they want. People represent Rasta stuff. People represent Christianity. People represent. Some people just sing about girls, love, weed, alcohol, everybody. But people just simply connect to the music language and not really what you represent. It only shows you when you're representing something in music, you are simply promoting what you believe in. But really, the other audience is simply connecting from heart to heart, the music language. So music is huge. It's beyond the language. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I agree 100%.
Thank you, guys.
So, you have a song,
Yeah.
Hard Work.
Yeah.
What has been the role of hard work in your music career?
Hard work is important. I feel like for music, actually for every type of art, martial arts, boxing, athletes, whatever art that you are in, there are certain principles that apply to all of them. There's consistency, patience, and hard work.
Definitely.
So you need to be hardworking in whatever you do.
What is your work ethic like? How many songs do you write in a week?
So for me, I feel like when you are doing something that you love, you don't feel the pain in the hard work. You enjoy the hard work. So for me, I could spend the whole day in the studio, and we create at that time, beats and music, and then we simply select, okay, this is what we should put out. So because of other hustles and stuff, I feel like when I'm into music more, because for music you don't have to force. You don't have to force yourself to sing. There's a time for me. I feel like there's a time where I'm in the music.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
creative.
Definitely.
I could spend the whole night in the studio and just creating content. And there's a time when I'm in the studio and I feel like So at that time I could create 7 songs in 1 week. Just like every day one song and just keep on perfecting it and stuff like that. Also, for me, the studio space is a therapeutic space. Even just me being there and seeing somebody recording the stuff and starting it from scratch to be having life that is a full product. You enjoy that process and it's very therapeutic and it indirectly changes your work ethic, music, how you do your ad-libs, how you do your backings, how you do your vocals, because you're seeing others, they're doing that. So I feel like hard work also is not simply at the creative part of it, but the hard work part is huge at the promoting part of it. Because when you have recorded your song and it's out, it's just 50% of the way. The other 50% is you being on the road, promoting it, trying to get it out there so that everybody and the general public should just catch it. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Great. So, ungalikanga. Okay, so like basically, right? Listening to this chick, I could sense a strong, spiritual, but then like it had, the songs were very spiritual. You know what I mean? Like you can actually see that it's like this person is guided into his he is very attached to his faith.
Yeah.
So what role has faith played in music?
For me, I also feel like Christianity.
Especially the Christian faith, right?
Yes. Christianity, but not entirely Christianity, just God.
Yeah, God. Yeah.
God, for me, there's one thing that I believe that I apply to everything. And you will see that all the things that my life revolves around are about creating music, creating new clotheslines, and just creating events. So God is the creator. And in the Bible, when they say God created man in his own image, and you see that how he created man is by word, by saying, let there be this, let there be this, and then he created man and he breathed into him, and then he said, I've given you mandate over all. So that means you are God, because he created you in his own image. It means if you also try to play around with words, you can create something. That is why positivity is important in my life. I like to say positive things.
We as humans have been given the capacity to create, and I feel like that's one of the things that we relate with the divine, that we share with the divine, the ability to create. We're not supposed to get any worship. We're not supposed to receive any kind of praise. But at least we can share in that creative process, And I think it's what can I say? It's like an honor to be able to participate in that.
Yeah, for real.
So never forget. Is this a love song?
No. Okay. To be honest, never forget is a tribute. I lost my brother this year.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Our life showed us flames at that time, and that is what has also made me realize that in life everything comes to an end, except the value that we create through music. Music is gonna live on. Everything that we create as content creators is gonna live on, except us. Problems come and go. Good times come and go. But the assets that we create through the talents that we have, they live. So I lost my brother, and me and my producer we decided. Actually, I was on Google the other day. I was in bad times, and I was like, okay, let me find out how do you move on. So they said, you know what, you have to do something that really is going to be in memory of the ones that you lost. So I was like, okay, let us do a song, and that's a song that talks about how
I feel like it's a very emotional song. It really just speaks to your soul, right? It's when you talk about never forget, it's the good and the bad times, right? So what was the relationship like?
So me and my brother had that sibling type of relationship where sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad.
Definitely. And sorry to cut you. But then sometimes I feel like we try too much to kind of sugarcoat the kinds of relationships we have with people. But then I would say that it's okay for you to have rocky, hard times with people that you love. Because the people as well, and you have to accept them as they are. You just can't have people that are great all the time. Such people don't exist. So you have to if you're gonna have relationships with people, you have to take the bad side and the good side as well. And then it's also not fair when they pass that you only try to paint them as this angel. You know what I mean? You said okay, I'm not for you. Who doesn't? You know what I mean?
And me and my brother, we had days whereby quarrel, we had arguments, talk, and there's days whereby we're like, hey bro, I'm releasing my song, I'm doing this, and it's very supportive, And the funny thing about siblings, it's like sometimes you feel like you don't love each other because of what circulates in the house.
Yeah.
But to be honest, those are the people that love you the most. You know, so
The people you fight with the most, right? Like those are the people that are going to be with you like to the thick and thin.
yeah. So me and him we had that time because I remember there's a time whereby we were not in good terms, me and him. And he's in town and then he gets sick. He's admitted at hospital. And my friends are not in town, so they call me, you know what? Your brother is sick. He's at the hospital. And the way things changed in that moment, I had to leave everything. Go there, you know. Zolita Yambana, Santiago, and to Peter Hotel, we start chilling like nothing happened. And I was a guardian there for 3 days, just being by his side because he was asthmatic. So at that time, I felt like, wow, this type of connection is hardly found, you know.
Yes.
So I feel like, you know, we had a good run, me and him, and it's about time. Everything happens for a reason.
So, what's your motivation for doing music? Are you doing this to be famous?
That's the last thing on my mind, to be famous. Okay, so for me, I understand Malawian music in just the entire world. If you have noticed, Malawian music is more, a lot of people are more into Afro R&B type of songs. Hip hop is here, dancehall is here, reggae is here, but it takes the smaller part of the cake.
Yeah, what do you describe yourself as an artist?
So for me, generally the root is hip hop, but I'm flexible enough to chip in this, you know, because I believe in diversity. Because you're throwing your net out wide and catching somebody who's into dance or who is into hip hop, who is into R&B and stuff. Because I know I can sing as well. And I'm not that type of soft singer. I'm that Burna Boy type of singer. That not where you just simply express yourself with your voice. It's not smooth. So, and with that, I feel like I don't need fame for that. For me, I need to simply release what is in my context and in my heart and release to my audience, the people that, because no matter how hard you try, you're not going to be loved by everybody.
Yeah.
It's not that those people hate you, but they simply don't like
Yeah, they
you.
just don't like it, yeah.
You know, so just focus on the people that like you and, you know, grow that audience to whatever level. And for me, it's not about fame, to be honest. I don't want to be, you know, I want to be private as possible.
You know, I remember I had this conversation with a friend of mine. This was 2019.
Yeah.
You know, and this was I was working to Planter. I was in Planter at this moment. I had actually gone to Planter I was looking for an internship, right?
Yeah.
I was in Ellis,
Yeah.
and then this uncle of mine had told me, I mean, you know what? You're looking for a job. Come to Planter. I think you're looking for a job. You know. You didn't have all hopes high, but I went.
All right.
I really got that cheap internship, man. So this type of friend was well connected, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very connected. I'm like, I want to live in Zitinga.
Yeah.
But what should I feel, brother? Well, me. Didn't tell him. Hey, bruh. In my day, and my cousin would remember that. So, my degree will be in the space for communications because I like philosophy and music as well. But then at the time, I was trying to get a communications job. There was times when I was going there, down the Mujambanta, and fall asleep. I'm thinking to myself, gee, you know how lucky I am that nobody knows me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like I can just walk through the streets.
Yeah.
You know, minute of Falida, Sinasabe. Like, because at that time, I'm religion on over. I tell you, I'm going to break.
It's underrated into that type of freedom.
You know, and I'm like, right. If this music works out, I'm gonna miss these days.
For real, man. Even for myself. Down. I'm gonna make sure. Somewhere. At least. But when you don't care.
Yeah, because I know that people that are now on our boss. I'm going to change up a music video.
So, and also I feel like fame is inevitable.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, hustle videos, fame comes, we do not have only famous musicians in Malawi. People are famous for simply having a page because it's famous. We have a lot of people who are famous not for music only. Some people are influencers, some people are famous for fashion and everything. But really, it's not like they were looking for fame. They were looking for an audience to sell their product.
So, time is running out fast.
Yeah.
So, if there's one thing that you'd love people to take out from the conversation, what would it be?
I think positivity, hard work, consistency.
It's been an honor having you here and listening to that.
Hello, mama. Tumbano moyo winu wa mama. Hello, mama. Na mana winu niligwawa. I'm putting in work every day. I never back down on my leg. Cause I know God is my friend.